see the way they hate. And I know better than to listen to the people who are calling us slaves. I can feel the sunlight shining.
Well, good morning. It's Wednesday, October 30th, 2024, and welcome to episode 790. Excuse me. Woo! That's a good start. Just did that before we came on, and again we go. Good morning. It's Wednesday, October 30th, 2024, and welcome to episode 795 of the TheLOTSProject Morning Show, where the coffee's strong, the opinions are stronger, and everything is always filter-free. I'm Brian, your host, and today I'm enjoying a medium light Guatemalan from foodforestfarms.com. where you can get 10% off with discount code LOTS10, LOTS10, and the shipping's always free. While you're there, check out C4 Club. It's fantastic. I'm a member. I've been a member for quite a while now, and I wouldn't change a thing. Thanks for everything you do for the C4 Club, Mr. Norton. Again, foodforestfarms.com, discount code LOTS10 will get you 10% off on all your coffee needs. Today we're going to be talking about meth squirrels, meth squirrels, and spam calls, a controversial Conker, and more. Let's get over into the live chat. Check out who's hanging out in the coffee crew, and we'll get rolling here in just a minute. Pip's in, checking in. Pip checking in. Thanks, Pip, for the check-in. You're back at it, forklifting today. Maybe forklifting, maybe organizing some parts or counting things. Have a good day, Pip. Jeremiah, good morning. Thanks for stopping in. Mike's Homestead says, good morning, no commercial. Are you on the morning feed, the new morning show feed, the new YouTube channel? I can't have commercials until 1,000 people. So that's yeah. That's why there's no commercial. So Michael Williams, good morning. Thanks for popping in. Jim, good morning, Jim. Grow Noster, Gesundheit, thank you. Gracias, senor. Thank you. I appreciate it. Pip says, sorting parts. The never-ending struggle of the parts guys. Sorting parts. I mean, I guess it is kind of in the name of the job. So hope everybody had a good day yesterday. We almost had an all-time high. $500, within 500. I think it was within striking distance. It was within $500. We got up, I think yesterday, a high was US dollar value for Bitcoin was 72.8 something. Actually, I have it right here. 72, what I find is 72,879. And all-time highs 73.8. 73.3. I don't know. I can't remember. Doesn't really matter. It's going to go above and beyond that this go around. But we are red. No fret. We are red. We are down. We are down for the 24-hour cycle. Down 0.5%. I think we'll do okay. We'll do okay. So. Didn't move the ducks. There was a request to not move the ducks as things started popping up and growing on the little run. Definitely had some weird worry that I was going to move the ducks, rearrange the ducks, and we were gonna lose our momentum. But left the ducks where they were, and things worked out. Jim over on Noster, thanks for stopping in. Good morning to you, coffee crew. Hunter says, "Oh, your face is full screen." Popped in on the new vertical feed. That stream is there strictly for Courtney. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that full face stream over there. The vertical feed. That's for all the true fans. The only fans I have. Yesterday was a good day. It was the first day of recording for the new podcast. Had a fantastic go around with two. Ended up being two. I had somebody have to reschedule. So it wasn't horrible. Three on the first day. Three interviews on the first day would have been. I think it would have been a little much. The two was perfect. I had one in the morning. It was mid-morning, so I had plenty of time after the show to go on dog walks, to do prep, and be ready to do the first one. It was great. Guest was fantastic. Interesting guy. It was easy conversation. I actually posted, bless you, Corey. Everybody's sneezing today. Pollen is high. Pollen is high around here, so sneezy time. John Palmer, good morning and good day to you. So I posted that in, it actually ended up posted in Toolman Tim's group and our group. Had a couple people listen to it. I'm messing around with Audacity for the first time. I shouldn't say the first time. I'm using it for more than just splicing two MP3s together. So there's a learning curve. It's a pretty easy program. It seems pretty easy to use. I think within a couple weeks, with all the editing I have to do and all the tweaking I want to do to the sound files for the show, the intro, the outro, any commercials or anything I pop in the middle, it should acclimate to it pretty quickly. Getting there. The product is good enough. I'm willing to put it out there. We'll likely release the first episode and kick things off next Monday, and then release things Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But yeah, it was good. The first interview went well. I was able to mess around with editing that. I worked on the Patreon page. I got a Facebook page popped up for it. I'm trying to decide how much social media I'm actually going to be doing it. I have a little other different kind of strategy for the new show as far as distribution. So we'll see how that goes. I might have to pop up some more, but a Facebook page is almost required for my podcast network I'm joining. The whole reason the show is happening. So there is that. I tinkered around with that, got that rolling. And then I had another interview in the afternoon, and that was another fantastic conversation. I missed it. I really missed it. I missed doing the interviews. I'm hoping I didn't make a mistake in going for a shorter time frame, 15 to 30 minutes. Both of the interviews went 30 minutes. I get into the conversations with the folks, and I want to hear more. I want to dive in deeper, and it's more of a scratch the surface kind of time frame. But it sets itself up well for follow-up interviews. It's almost a pre-screening of guests for longer interviews. And I could have just got lucky. I could have just had two really, really spot on guys, switched on guys that knew how to give an interview, how to participate in one. I don't know. We just chatted, which is good. Maybe I lead conversations well. I'm not sure what the deal was. We'll find out tomorrow. I have four or five scheduled. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if that 15 to 30 is too short, or how I need to adjust my interview style to make it happen. So we will see. Thanks for the zap, Jim. I appreciate it as always. If you guys want to join on Nostr, you can always zappity zap over there. But that's going to come out. The Patreon page is going to be the kind of the landing page for it. There'll be a ton of free stuff over there. You have to sign up for an account and hit join, and it's free. There's no monthly fee. You'll see a lot of content there. You'll get to vote on whether you like the episode, whether the person was worth a callback, worth an hour interview, hour to two, like I'm willing for the extra content to just have a conversation until the conversation's over. And then that'll probably end up being a premium content, possibly. Everything there will be available for a monthly or a content by content purchase basis that isn't free. So that's going to kind of be the home of it, and see what happens, and use the power of networking and people smarter than me to figure out how to make this work. So exciting stuff. Good morning, Canadian Farmstead. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate you. Hunter says that front is moving in. Rain soon. I think we're supposed to have rain here tomorrow, pretty much all day. I'm heading out to Delinquent's Gully today. I've had 2 office days in a row trying to get a little ahead on video editing and the new podcast, and I accomplished that. So I get to reward myself with a day out in the woods. And I don't know what I'll be working on yet. With the storm coming in, I have a feeling that it's going to be kind of windy, and I'm not going to really want to be dropping trees. So I'm guessing I'll be working on gutter project. Little update on the gutter project. I did a test run with some screen to cover the gutter. When I was explaining to the design, people were concerned about leaves getting in it, debris getting in the gutter, and I was too. I already had that on my radar. And so my idea, if you don't know what the gutter project I'm talking about, I'll be doing a video likely today, at least a video on where I'm at. But basically I took a 2-inch piece of PVC. I had a metal roof on the shed, and if you're not watching the video, I apologize, but there's a metal roof on the shed, and there was no place to hang traditional gutters. And so I popped around on the interwebs, and I kind of mangled a couple of different ideas together. I took a piece of 2-inch PVC and cut a slot out of it, but not the whole length. And then I fit it over the edge of the roof. So the rain runs down the valleys and into the pipe, and then runs off just like a normal gutter. But that gap that the water runs into could easily get filled with leaves as they fall off the trees in the winter, things like that. So my idea was to put a piece of fiberglass screen and attach it to the roof and the pipe, and kind of make a barrier so solids can't run through there, only the water. Well, I didn't know how I wanted to attach it. And it could have been screws. It could have been a lot of screws. I don't know if it would have worked very well. What needed to happen was the screen needed to adhere to the curvature of the roof panels. It wouldn't have helped if it just if it went across the top of the ridges and all the leaves still skirted underneath the screen. So I needed it to kind of form fit. So I couldn't take a piece of lattice or flashing or something and tried to just screw it down. It would only hit the ridges. And so there was an industrial spray adhesive that I used a lot at one of the jobs I had, and I used it actually several times after that. Introduced it to the maintenance department or my coworkers because I liked it so much. But 3M actually makes something called Super 77, and I don't know if you've ever used it. I don't know if you've ever messed around with it. It's more on the industrial side than residential, but it's a spray adhesive. It works phenomenally. It actually has extra purposes now that I was willing to experiment with it. Well, I wasn't really experimenting with it. I was observing some things. I noticed, and this was when I was working at a concrete factory, doing wastewater treatment for a department that basically finished the panels. They would acid wash them, they would pressure wash them, they would sandblast them, things like that. Well, the acid washing, they used hydrochloric acid mixed with a pressure washer. It was just really just normal things that people would do in their life. Take the ride. Good morning to you. Morning. He uses it every day in the prosthetics and orthotics field. I could see that. That stuff's pretty solid. It's pretty sweet stuff. It sticks very well. Courtney Baker. Good morning. I'm surprised you're not on the vertical feed with the full face feed. Good morning. Thanks for joining in. Anyway, I was the maintenance and water treatment guy in this building, and the hydrochloric acid was really a bear to deal with. It corroded everything, all the metal, all the railings, all the biggest thing was the fire suppression system. It would eat the pipes. It would eat the sprinkler heads. The sprinkler heads would randomly go off at all times of day and night. Which didn't matter if the guy was in there working, because he was in a full rain suit with a respirator and everything, because it was hydrochloric acid fumes everywhere. But one thing, everything just degraded and corroded away, except where we had sprayed the Super 77 to put up signs and stuff on the wall. I had accidentally, I guess, sprayed some of the railing. I had oversprayed some stuff. I had used some to hang some stuff up on some pipe, and anywhere the Super 77 was, it didn't corrode, it didn't rust, it didn't just eat away at it. And I was like, interesting. This is interesting. So I did some experimenting. I took some black pipe. I took all the materials actually that we used there, and I set up a little test facility in the back where I sprayed everything down with Super 77, and let it dry. Courtney doesn't know what the vertical feed is. Hunter, are you hiding Courtney away in the back, keeping her in the dark? So I set up a little testing area where everything that we used in there that wasn't consumable, I would spray down a sample of it with Super 77. Mind your business. I mean, to each their own. I was curious. So I set up a test facility or testing area, and sure as shit, everything that was coated with the stuff, the hydrochloric acid wouldn't touch. I reached out to 3M and I was like, "Hey, can your guys verify this before we buy cases of this and spray down all the piping and everything in this fucking whole it was 3 huge long bays where you would back a tractor trailer in with a big concrete panel on it. So a lot of pipe, a lot of shit to spray. Can you verify that the chemical makeup is valid for this purpose?" And the guy writes back, he goes, "What?" I was like, "Here's what I want to do with it. Can you let me know if it's going to work?" And he's like, "Well, sure." And they evaluated Hunter says Courtney, he told her she doesn't listen. Maybe she just doesn't listen to you. Anyway, the guy at 3M was kind of confused, kind of like, this is I'm an industrial adhesives dude. Like I stick things together. I don't protect things from hey, there she is. Now there's 2 people in the new vertical feed. They're not pushing it out to many people yet. Like I was getting 300 or so views on that before I switched the channels, so it's a rebuilding effort for sure. I got 2 people in the vertical feed. It's Hunter and Courtney. They're just gonna be fighting with each other over there. I do listen. Did you do the laundry? So the industrial adhesive dude is just all confused why I would want to do something like this. Why I would want to spray adhesive all over pipes and just let it dry and not stick anything to it. They did some testing for me. They ran it through their lab and everything, and it worked. Worked great. So I was super impressed with Super 77. If you need to use some spray adhesive, definitely recommend it. But I decided for the screen. I was going to try to spray some Super 77 on the roof. Good morning, Seattle. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I got some crud in my eye. Hate that. Dry, crusty shit in my eye. It's the pollen allergies overnight, and that shit dries, and then it like flakes off and chunk just itches. Anyway, so the plan for the shed and the screen was to spray the metal roof and spray the PVC pipe with some Super 77, let it tack up a little bit, and then press the screen into it. I didn't want to do the whole length all at once and have it not work, because then it's a fucking mess to clean the shit up. Like, the stuff sticks really well, which is great until it's not. So I wanted to give it a test run. So I cut a piece of screen that was long enough to fit like a couple of the ridges, and did a test run, let it sit for a couple days. I came back up and it stuck very well. I could pull it off, but it was stuck enough for sure, to both the pipe and to the roof. So basically now I'm going to cut 6-inch strips, long enough to cover the roof, and spray adhesive the screen to it. So, and then once it dries, we'll be good. Courtney Baker asks, is the only difference from this one and the other one is that we get to see your face better? Yeah, pretty much. And it's it should be in a different feed on YouTube. It should be in the shorts feed, which it's just a different viewer base, I suppose, and it gets distributed different. So yeah, if it's windy today and I can't drop any trees, I think I'm gonna try to knock out the screen on the gutter project. It's a sticky mess. My fingers have been just covered in the shit since I did it. Take the ride knows that it's sticky shit. Yeah, and if that gets done, just plumb in the rest of that. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. If I can knock it out today, I could have it set and collect some water tomorrow, possibly. I'm guessing it's going to be the next rainstorm that I'm actually going to be able to collect some, because I still have a decent amount of plumbing to do on the back, and then I have to. I think I've changed my mind where I want that first tote to go. I did some I went back and reevaluated, and that's something I've noticed that I've been doing a lot out at the property, is slowing down, figuring out what I want to do, and then stopping for a while and coming back to it. A while being like multiple days, coming back. I'll reevaluate from the beginning and kind of walk through it, and hopefully come up with the same answer. The first tote placement for this project, I think I've changed my mind. I've decided a different spot, the same spot, but a different spot from original twice now. So I'll walk through it again before I set it, and I have to set that before I do a lot of the plumbing, because obviously that's where it's going to end up. Hunter says this fiberglass mesh. I'm picturing the fiberglass strips that's used for tape and tape and mud. Yeah, it's window screen is what I'm using. I'm just using just roll out. I bought a roll, a 25-foot long roll of replacement window screen, just black window screen fiberglass, and I'm just gonna cut a 6-inch strip off the edge, or two 6-inch strips off the edge, and glue it up there. That was what I ended up with. I have other uses for the screen, the bulk roll of screen on the property, so I just went with that. So that's looking like today. Yeah, Hunter didn't think about that. Yeah, if you had asked your wife, she would have let you know. She'd have let you know in the secrets. All right. Let's get to the list I got over here. First thing on the list is the Meth Squirels. Meth as in methamphetamine squirrels. Vic Canadian Farmstead says he's read Bitcoin crashing. Oh yeah, we're down another 0.2% since the show started. We're at 72,162, down 0.7% from yesterday at this time. Crashing. Not even 1% on sale yet. Jeremiah asked if he forgot to lock the cage again. So we have, you guys know, we walk the dogs down this road out here in front of us a couple times a day. One time longer than the other, farther than the other. So there aren't a ton of animals. We run into them when we run into them, and usually it causes a ruckus. Causes a ruckus into Clyde gets excited, he barks. We see deer quite a bit. There's a couple houses with dogs. We got rid of one dog, moved out. Two more little chihuahuas moved in. But they've been manageable recently. We actually have been talking. We're wondering if they got moved somewhere. But for the most part, it's just deer and squirrels every once in a while. Squirrels are everywhere. I mean, you guys probably see squirrels where you live. Gray squirrels, red squirrels. The squirrels here, one thing I've noticed is they're smaller than Minnesota. I've actually noticed that all the animals seem smaller. And it makes sense because the winters aren't as bad. The animals don't have to bulk up as much to survive, and they just kind of I think they become smaller just over time because they don't need to be bigger and hardier to survive. Well, Clyde loves squirrels. Clyde, you guys think I see a squirrel and fucking divert? Clyde sees a squirrel and he is first on attention. It could be 6 yards away, not 6 yards as in like 18 feet, but like 6 yards, house yards, properties away. And Clyde will see it and it'll run up in the tree and mind in its own business. And he gets all excited. Pip saw 3 deer this morning, and Jim is amazed at the difference in size between Central Florida and Central New York. Yeah, for sure. Courtney says that the squirrels throw things at their dog and laugh at him. Yeah. Well, most of the squirrels have figured out that the 130-pound thing that's like salivating and keyed in on them is not the thing that they want to mess with. And so they stay away. They stay pretty far away. Since we've been here. Sorry, guys. My eye is like super itchy right now. Interesting. And so within the last couple of days, that's been the last couple days, right, Corey? Yeah, pretty much this week. Um, Corey went for a run right out here in front of the house. So when we leave, we get past our property, and there's some old pine trees, like huge, long, tall pine trees. Like a little spot where there isn't anybody. It's our property owner's garden, and then there's some pine trees and an empty lot across. Um, Canadian Farmstead wants me to teabag myself. It's just crusty shit in my eye, or a dog hair. I can feel it. It's like a razor blade cutting into my eyeball. Um, I'm guessing it was a little bit of that sleep shit you get in the corner of your eye, you know. And so there's this area that there's no house. We're pretty rural. The houses are spaced out. The yards are pretty big. So the squirrels have plenty of places to run. Corey was running yesterday, or the last time before that she was running, and she was watching, and she saw a squirrel take off across the road right here in front of pretty close to in front of our place, and right in front of a car, like, and that's not unusual. When you drive around, you get squirrels that run out in front of you, and you're like, oh shit. Some people are like, oh, try to hit it. Other people are like, try to miss it. To each your own. Which one of those you are? You fucking psycho killers that try to run over them. You have to live with yourself. You have to make amends. And so she noticed that. Then again, the next day, or maybe it was later that day, relatively soon after that, we were taking the dogs for a walk, and a squirrel literally ran out. Man, it was within probably 10-15 feet in front of the dog, streaking out from a tree across the road in front of the dog. The dog's just like, what the fuck? Kind of taken aback, and then absolutely took off. Tried to take off after it. Corey like wrangled him in. When Clyde gets upset, Norman doesn't even notice. When Clyde gets all wound up, Norman's like, what did we miss? And starts spazzing out, running around because he thinks that there's something to get. Has no idea what it is, and he's searching for it. So he's watching his brother, but he's so amped up that he's trying to take off to get something, not sure what direction. So we're like, what the hell? Then again, yesterday, the same damn thing happened. These squirrels are absolutely losing their mind. And Corey put it together. You guys know I found drugs in the ditch the other day, right? I told you about finding drugs in the ditch back. Oh, I don't know if I did. Did I tell you guys about the drugs in the ditch? Take the ride says we got all kinds of squirrels, forest fuzzy squirrels, tiny squirrels, fat squirrels, skinny squirrels, dumb squirrels, smart squirrels, slow squirrels, fast squirrels, and I think that's about it. Jeremiah says I'm the first one. There's a reason I don't have nice things. Jim says score. No, these aren't the drugs you want to find. I guess I didn't tell you guys. It was during SRF. We were walking the dogs. Or no, it was work days, maybe. It was when the internet was down, I think, maybe. So we were walking the dogs. Canadian Farmstead says, that's right, officer. I just found them in the ditch. So here's what happened. Corey and I were walking the dogs one morning, walking along, and we looked out in the ditch, and I see it looked like it was like one of those little folding zipper cases that you these aren't my pants. Where did my pants go? uh one of those little zipper cases. I assumed that it was probably like SD cards or something like that, computer drives, or I didn't know. I don't know. Something. And so I reached out to pick it up. I was like, "Oh man, maybe I scored some free digital storage or something like that." And so I opened it up, and in there was a small crack pipe, a needle, a hypodermic needle, still with the needle, and several small baggies, some partially empty, some completely empty, and one with a decent amount of rock substance in it. I wasn't quite sure. I didn't open the bags themselves. I observed them from afar because I'm not in the business of the injectables. That's not my deal. Um, and Take the Ride says Hunter Biden spotted in the area. I don't know. We kind of figured that maybe somebody was driving, and the sheriff that likes to road pirate out here might have been behind them, or they might have thought that a road pirate was behind them and they tossed it because there were still drugs in it. I sent it to somebody that knows a little better. They said probably crack or dirty heroin. I wasn't interested in either, so I disposed of it. But yeah, I found fucking drugs in the ditch. So Corey and I figured that this is happening, and this is the time of year where the squirrels are collecting their nuts. And maybe Hunter says, "Do I still have them?" No, I do not still have them. The drugs were disposed of. I don't need to mess with those types of drugs. And if I did, I'm sure I could locate it here locally. All I'd have to do is look around. Canadian Farmstead says his internet was down for 2 weeks. Right? Right. So we're figuring that the squirrels found another package of drugs, and probably consumed them. They're exhibiting risky behaviors. They're acting abnormally. They're running in front of the dogs. They have a suicide mission. I think our squirrels might be hooked. The squirrels might be hooked around here. So this could get dangerous at any moment. I'm glad I have my protection dogs. But we have meth. I'm pretty sure we have meth squirrels, crack squirrels, and heroin squirrels running around all over. So, and I found drugs. Jim says, speaking of good movies, have you seen Cocaine Bear? I have seen Cocaine Bear, and we actually talked about Cocaine Bear. Cocaine Bear when we talked about the meth squirrels. Take the Ride says they're on the junk. Those squirrels are on all the junk. Pretty soon they're gonna be like Courtney's squirrels throwing shit out of the trees at us. Come and get me. You can't steal my nuts. What was it we talked about? I was trying to remember yesterday. Jim says the squirrel's up in the trees screaming, "Get off my lawn!" We talked about sharks at one point on the show. What was the sharks? Did they test positive for acid? I can't remember. Or maybe it was cocaine. I think it might have been the cocaine sharks too. That was a while ago. That story popped up that they found sharks and tested them, and they had some sort of narcotics in their system, and it made me think that the Cocaine Bear was a mild thing compared to cocaine sharks or acid sharks or whatever they were. Hunter says that's no joke. The squirrels around us are jerks. There's stuff that can take care of that. Jeremiah, it was cocaine. It was cocaine sharks. That's right. Corey, it wasn't acid sharks. It was cocaine sharks. She's like, what the fuck? I'm trying to work. So am I. Jim says sharks on LSD. What could go wrong? That's what I'm saying. I mean, there'll probably be all if you gave them some LSD and some ecstasy at the same time. Would they all be just in a big pile in a cuddle puddle, making love to each other? Pip says, with as much coke that flows between the Gulf, I'm not surprised. That was the thing. They got into some shipment that got dumped, and they found a whole bunch of sharks that had high levels of cocaine in them. Jeremiah says it brings Shark Week to a whole new level. Oh, Courtney says they know the dogs can't get them, which is why they're jerks. They fly from branch to branch, having dog run circles. Have you ever invested in a slingshot? Have you ever trebuchet? Is that how you say trebuchet? That you need to build a contraption that when the squirrels take the bait, it literally launches them 3 or 4 houses away. That is your task now, Hunter. Screw blacksmithing and making rabbit processing supplies or tanning furs, all of which you can find at the Reed's Rabbitry TikTok channel. Go find it. REDES Rabbitry on TikTok. You need to make a squirrel thrower. Make a squirrel thrower. That is your new task. Canadian Farmstead says this would be fun explaining it to the cartel. I swear, Pablo, the sharks ate it. Along with Jimmy. We threw them both overboard. The Hardin County Sheriffs were behind us, so we ditched it. Literally. Then the shark ate it. God. Oh, no. Jim's confused. What's new? Anybody heard from Sniffy Joe lately? That's what I'm wondering. I haven't heard. I mean, I'm out of it. I don't see a whole lot, but I do. I mean, you can't avoid the whole thing coming up here in a couple weeks. Has anybody heard anything on? Is it the election next week? The world's gonna end next week, guys. Is it next Tuesday? What day is the voting day? Tuesday or Wednesday? Tuesday? Monday? I don't know. I see they're setting ballot boxes on fire, and this is fantastic. Canadian Farm says I don't talk about politics. I'm just talking about I'm not talking about politics. I'm talking about a senile old man, and I'm wondering if we need to put out a silver alert. John says Super Tuesday. Okay. See, I don't know. I honestly couldn't remember. It's been that many years. Pip says Joe's still at the beach checking out kids. Does he have his legs in the pool, and are his blonde hairs floating wispily in the water? Courtney's got to be a mom taxi. Get those kids to fucking walk. get him to walk. Canadian Farmstead says he can press his medical alert bracelet. I think that dude's been dead for a while. They might be keeping him alive, but he's been dead. He's been dead inside for a long time. The reason I was wondering when the election was is it's not going to matter. Anybody get a lot of spam calls on their cell phone line? I mean, I have a high proclivity, I guess, for getting Weekend at the White House. It's great seeing you in the comments, Courtney. Appreciate you stopping by. Did I post the link to the show? Shit, guys, I'm sorry. Did you guys? Has everybody followed the new YouTube feed? There you go. Here we go. I'm putting it in the comments. Pip says getting at least one text a day asking vote for me. I don't get any voting. Jim says I'm getting 518 political spam texts. I'm not getting any spam political text. You would think at the frequency I'm getting these text messages or these spam calls, and I might have text message filters set up. My phone is fucking retarded. I absolutely hate it. Literally, Good Morning Seattle says I don't answer my phone at all. I don't either. My phone, I don't understand. My phone pops up with this big warning screen. The whole fucking screen lights up. Big red X, and it says potential spam. And it doesn't say the number. It's not like, oh, no, I know that number. Like, the number isn't on the screen anywhere. It just says answer or decline. And, like, you're literally telling me it's a piece of shit call and you're giving me the option to answer it. Why don't you just send it to voicemail? Why do you have to fucking light up my screen to let me know that you're going to send it to voicemail? So I don't get that, first of all. Second of all, I get these like spurts of calls. Like I won't get one for 5 or 6 hours, and then I'll get one, and then it'll happen right back to back, and then again. And I don't answer any of them. Eventually, at the end of the night, I have to go through and clear my voicemails because they leave 4-second and 23-second voicemails. And every single one is from the underwriting department at some fucking loan company. I'm John, a senior underwriter in the approval department. I'm Sally, the underwriter manager in the approval department. And they're all exact same message with a different person. They're all computer generated. They're all about the same length. And then the 4-second ones are just nothing. But literally, they'll fill my voicemail box in 2 days, 3 days max. And it's the same message over and over. And it'll be like a minute apart. And it'll happen for 3 or 4 times in a row. And then it will happen for a few hours. And I don't get it. I don't understand. I know that it's not costing them anything. My number's just in a fucking auto robo dial thing. And there's not a human being doing anything with it. It's not costing them. It's costing them the electricity to keep the fucking auto dialer on. But really? Am I really? Today I'm going to call one back. I should call one back on the show and be like, I'm ready to get a loan now. Your 756th message really fucking drove it home. I'm ready to get that loan. John Palmer still didn't get notified today. Did you hit the bell? Pip says the texts have a stop option, but then they use a different number and text me the same thing. Yeah, that the voicemails come from a variety of different numbers, both geolocated to Tennessee, located in Minnesota, several area codes in Minnesota. I think I don't know if they got a hold of my fucking contact list or something, but it's like they know the area codes of familiar calls to me. It's a Google thing. I am hot on the getting a new phone. Been talking to somebody about de-Googled, de-spyware phone. We'll see when it happens. It's expensive. Oh, John Palmer says yes. I turned the notification. Well, I can't help you, John. I don't work for YouTube. I'm sorry. Do you need me to send you a Telegram message before the show starts every day? I'll give you a notification. Technically challenged. Take the ride says I keep getting the please help me sir. I'm Indian guy and people that want to buy my land. Oh, I get those text messages too. Hey John, are you interested in talking about the property on Citrus Lane? I'm gonna sell somebody some fucking property. One of these motherfuckers is going to text me on the wrong day, and I'm gonna call him back and be like, I'm gonna sell him Pip's fucking apartment. Good morning, Seattle says take the biggest loan and walk it. What are they gonna do? Come after your house? Well, that was always the plan with paying everything off when we sold the house and we took significantly less for it than we had hoped and thought we were going to get before the whole fucking asshole debacle at the beginning of our house sale. We had to make some decisions where we were going to alleviate our debt, and one of the philosophies was we'll pay off the camper, we'll pay off the truck, no matter what. That way, if anything goes sideways, they can't take our house and they can't take our vehicle. It's everything we left on the table was unsecured, and I don't plan on taking a loan again in my life, so I don't plan on it. I understand things happen, so my credit score was like whatever. If I need to tank it, I need to tank it. That hasn't happened yet, but that was the plan B if things went sideways. At least our house and our vehicle was completely paid for, and all our debt was unsecured. Take the ride. Need to ask them if they have any advice on getting squirrels off the meth. Good morning, Seattle. I contemplated a new number. That's if I do it, I'm gonna do it right. I'll probably go. Yeah, that'll be a different. That's for a different episode. And John might need me to give him a personal notification. Hunter, the kid's phone, like 7 texts a day asking if he's still Democrat, if they can count on him to vote. How old? And Hunter gets the calls about shutting off my TV and my student loans that I don't have. I love that too. Pip says, "Oh, I get that we want to buy your house sight unseen when I don't even have a freaking house." I own 0 pieces of land, but I have 4 people texting me about different properties that they're interested in that I own. They want to buy them. So maybe I should take the loan, buy a bunch of properties and then sell them to the people that keep texting me to sell. Maybe I could hook the loan people up with the property people, and they'll stop bugging me. I don't know. I'll write them back and be like, no, I sold the property on Citrus to this guy. Here's his number. He said he was just going to flip it, so you should probably call him. You think that works? That's like cutting up the spam mail, the spam snail mail you get, and stuffing envelopes and the prepaid envelopes and sending it back. That was always my favorite thing, because all those fuckers prepay their return envelopes, and everybody just throws them away. Then they don't have to pay for it. They only pay for it when they scan it, I'm pretty sure. So what you need to do is take all your spam mail, open up, get the prepaid envelopes, and then cut up all the junk and stuff the envelopes full and just drop them in the mail. I know it's a lot of work, but it can be very cathartic in the afternoons. Especially for like Jim. He could sit on his front porch, yell at the kids walking by, and stuff envelopes with spam mail. Have you guys Jim says tape one to a brick. You can do that too. there are several different philosophies on how to fuck those people over. Have you seen, I mentioned it real quick, but have you seen the drop off ballot boxes on fire? I was scrolling through Nostr last night before bed, and I saw a video of one. I didn't know that you could just drop your ballot in an unsecured box on the side of the road, like a mail delivery box. Hey, enjoy your time outside in nature. And so somebody did the whole, like, you can, you know how you can set the mailboxes on fire. This is not something you want to do. It's a federal offense, guys. I saw a video of somebody that committed a crime, and they dropped it must have been a Molotov cocktail or something inside the voting box, and it was smoking, and they opened up the back and started hauling it all out. It's just like fucking ablaze. It's like, this is about as accurate as anything. Hunter says, can you like white out the return address for those and write someone else's address and then they get paid? I don't know. I never tried that. Oh, god damn it. My mouse is I need a new mouse, guys. I'm gonna complain to Corey about it for another couple of weeks probably, and then I'll just order one and it'll be done. Take the ride. Says, sorry, the land's been possessed by squirrels on that junk. If you guys want to buy into the junk squirrel problem, you're more than welcome. Have fun. I'm sick of these fucking squirrels. They've been collecting all sorts of weird shit in my yard. They've been up all hours of the night. They're doing crazy shit, and they're spying on me. They're putting tinfoil in the trees, in the branches of the trees. Oh god. I got one other story here that I wanted to make sure I covered today. Any Brits in the listening audience, in the live audience? Anybody over in England? I don't want to offend anybody. This headline caught my eye as I was scrolling through. Headline reads, October 21st, 2024, King Conker, 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 cleared over cheating allegations at the World Championships. I saw it and I was just confused first. I have no idea what a King Conker is. But cheating in world championships, I mean, I'm in. I'll take the bite. I'll take the cheese. Pips has not offended anyone since when? I mean, it's been a few minutes. Anything that says world championships and the fact that somebody's cheating at the world championship level, let me see what this King Conker, who this King Conker guy is. A British chestnut whacking champion was cleared Monday of cheating after an investigation into alleged malfeasance at the World Conker Championships. Organizers of the nutty annual event said that David Jenkins, a veteran competitor nicknamed King Conker, did not use a steel chestnut to conquer his rival. Like, those two paragraphs in themselves, I had to read the whole article. Whoever wrote this, this is on HuffPo. It doesn't say who wrote it. Usually that would be at the top. I don't see it anywhere here. Must have just been a staff writer. But the picture of this guy. Okay, hold on. Share. I'll get you guys a picture of this motherfucker. This is great. Look at this guy. That's King Conker. And so I still had no idea what conkers were. So the traditional game played by generations of British school children involves players using conkers, the glossy brown seeds of the horse chestnut tree, threaded onto a string to try and smash their opponent's chestnut. More than 200 conkers enthusiasts entered the annual competition in the village of Southwick in central England earlier this month. Those crazy Brits and their games. Jenkins, 82 years old, won the men's tournament, but organizers launched an investigation after claims that he might have used a steel chestnut that was in his pocket. Investigators said that they studied film and photo evidence and took testimony from judges and umpires and concluded that it would be near impossible for Mr. Jenkins to have swapped the conkers unnoticed. Organizers said that they accepted Jenkins' claim that he had the steel conker to amuse people and as part of his role as King Conker. Yep, the drugs were just in my pocket, officer. They weren't really mine. They were just to amuse me. And that he had used a real chestnut in the contest. Organizers also said that the losing finalist, Alistair Johnson Ferguson, Alistair is such a British name, had accepted defeat with good grace and sportsmanship after media reports that he had made the cheating allegations. The overall title of World Conker Championship was won by Khaleesi Banshbach, originally from Indianapolis. The 34-year-old was crowned Queen Conker after beating Jenkins in the final. And here we go, folks. You ready for this line? Fucking bring back 1776, bitches. She was the first American to win the title since the World Conker Championship began in 1965, and she's a woman. An American woman fucking goes over and beats them Brits at their own game. Cormac weighed in. Good morning, Cormac. Definitely not a Brit, but he did play conkers when he was younger. Pip said freaking tree drinkers. Oh no. Cormac says some cheaters used to use wood varnish on the conker. This is a very intense game. Hunter says this feed doesn't get the screen share. Yeah, that's because I only shared it on the other one. Sorry. It would have been I don't know if I can share the same same. Good morning, Seattle says I bet she's got big hands. Jeremiah, fuck yeah, America. Pip says he beats his Conker often. Do you think she practiced by beating her husband's Conker all the time? Or was she out on the town beating everybody else's Conker? Cormac, am I saying it right? Is it Conker? Like conquer? Like I'm gonna conquer that village, but a Conker, conquer? Like a the other term for a goose is a honker. Is it a conquer? You Brits and your silly games. Let's try to beat each other's chestnuts. I just see a bunch of fuckers standing around with nuts on the string, just beating on each other. Do you think if that dude had lost with his steel conquer, he would have fucking smacked somebody in the head with it? Are they like nunchucks? Like you learn how to fucking wing that shit around like a mace, beat people with that fucking conquer. I'm so excited that the Queen conquers from Indianapolis. Fucking beat him again. Beat him again. Jim just came up with a fantastic T-shirt idea for the next year's World Championship that just says "Bonkers for Conkers." Officer shows up at this lady's house. Her husband's just like writhing in pain. What happened, sir? I wouldn't take the garbage out. She came over and she smashed my conker. Fuck. I want to know what the fucking grand prize is for winning the World Conker Championships. Fucking King Conker. Oh. Take the ride says the British are one big department of silly walks. Oh, hey, Canadian Farmstead. Do they make you guys play conkers when you're a kid? Because you still have the king on your money. I'd take that. I'd take his conker for a ride. Jim says, ma'am, did you bonk his conker? Fuck. What? Why are they smashing fucking chestnuts? That's like what is that? The big pole that they throw around. Oh, so that's the tabor. Is it a tabor? But that's more of an Irish thing, I think. I don't want to offend Cormac. Caber toss. Is that an English thing or is that an Irish thing or a Scottish thing? I don't know. They're all over there in the general vicinity. Because if we could get a competition with cabers and conkers, we'd have the stick, the twig, and the berries. We'd have the pole and the balls. Just big fucking conker fest. Oh man. Jesus. Oh. All right. I got one story that's been sitting over here. I got to clear it out. It's been 6 days ago. I put it on my list, but it wasn't really time sensitive. Cormac, you've never heard of a caber toss? The Highland Games? Jim. Jim says, yeah, here in America, we skin a pig, make a ball, and throw it around on Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays. Go figure. But we get bacon. We get bacon. Cormac says they call it log tossing. Oh, let's get this story off my list over here. I was kind of going down the weather rabbit hole. The fact that it seems like the weather's getting kind of screwy for whatever reason. B, the news sensationalizing sensationalizing stories, maybe stating things. You know, if it leads, it bleeds. If it bleeds, it leads. Something like that. You know, we got to get the views. And now they've gotten a shitload of time open in the browser for me, 6 days worth, because I haven't found it worthy of talking about. But this story says hurricane rapidly intensifies into a major storm, with rapidly intensified in quotes, not double quotes, just single quotes, just so you make sure it stands out. And so I was like, oh, this was when, you know, Helene had gone through, Milton had gone through, and they were thinking a couple of new storms are going to whip up there in the Caribbean. See you later, Jim. I appreciate you stopping by. I'll let Corey know you said bye. She's out on a run. It says Hurricane Christy has rapidly intensified into a major hurricane. The National Hurricane Center warned on Wednesday morning. I was like, huh, I've been following this a little bit. I hadn't heard of Christy. I wonder where that one is. And all it does, and for the picture, it just has a picture of the hurricane, zoomed in on the whole hurricane with the bright red and all this shit. I'm like, oh, wow, this is coming soon. Rapid intensification occurs when a tropical storm strengthens dramatically in little time. And so this is 4 sentences into the article, a shock headline and everything else above it, picture of a very intense hurricane on the radar. Hurricane Christy became a tropical storm in the Pacific Ocean offshore of southern Mexico on Monday. As of Wednesday morning, its track was taking it away from land. It has a maximum sustained winds of 125 miles an hour, making it a Category 3 hurricane. Now the news is reporting about hurricanes that are going into the ocean. But we're going to just give you the headline and make you run around and scream like it's going to come and hit Florida. Literally started in the ocean and is tracking into the fucking ocean, and we're writing a story about it. Why? I mean, I guess I'm talking about it now. Hunter says caper tossing telephone poles on the walls of castles, such a great sport. Right? Right, they just need the javelin behind it. Why are we talking about hurricanes in the middle of the ocean that are not headed anywhere towards land? Have you ever seen a map of the Pacific Ocean? I'm not sure that storm's going anywhere near anything. But hurricane rapidly intensifies into major storm. If it leads, it's supposedly, if it bleeds, it leads. I can't fucking say that right. If it leads, it bleeds. Thanks, Belvita. When are the newscasters going to be like the ones from Idiocracy? They already are. I don't know. I haven't popped the news on. I should find a news broadcast, like a local small news broadcast that broadcasts online live and watch their news broadcast. Been a while. Been a while. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. Get out of here. I got a busy day out in the woods, and yeah, when we get back, I got a ton of computer work still, never ending. I think maybe into December, towards the first of the year, things should ratchet down with all the changes and stuff that are in the process. So I appreciate you guys hanging out and helping with those transitions and sharing the new stuff, subscribing to the new stuff. If you could, if you're on the new morning show vertical feed, if you could copy it or share it, be sure you hit the thumb and the subscribe and all of that stuff. Next week, I'm going to be asking you to pump up the new podcast and share that around. And like I said yesterday, Blockstream Jade giving away when we hit 100 subscribers on the new channel. We'll spin up a giveaway and give away a Blockstream Jade, which you're going to want one with the Bitcoin prices now above 70 and not stopping there. So Pip says, dude, they want to talk about any strong storm so they can say the worst storm season ever, then blame climate change. Got it. All right, guys, I hope you have an awesome day. It's Wednesday. If you can get some humpty hump, good for you. Good for you. Take advantage of when you can, especially in the middle of the week. Get over that hump. Get on that hump. Humpty hump, 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 hump. Have a great day. Make it an awesome one, and we'll catch up with you in the morning.